We're live.
All right. Well, thank you for board members. Thank you for attending this Alamance County Board of Elections March 14th, 2023 business meeting. It is 2 o'clock. Most of the members are in our Graham offices. I will be attending remotely. We do have a quorum present, so if you could look over your agenda, we could adopt the agenda and then move on from there.
I move the agenda be adopted as printed.
Seconded.
All right. All those in favor respond by saying aye.
Aye.
All right. The agenda is adopted unanimously. And do we have any members of the public there today?
No, sir.
All right. Have there been any other communications with the public that we need to address?
No, sir.
All right. Well, with that, we will move on past public comments unless any board member has anything they would like to say as a response to anything, any communications you've had. Hearing none, we'll move on to item 3, approval of the minutes, and give everybody just a second or two or longer if you would like, to browse over the minutes. And anytime somebody's ready to make a motion to adopt, I will hear that motion.
Move we adopt the minutes of January 10th, 2023.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. The minutes have been adopted. Can y'all hear me all right?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Coming
Yes, sir.
through.
Yes.
Can you hear us all right?
I sure can. That's
Okay, great.
And so that moves us to item 4, director's information for the board. Dawn, please. Let me just. I'd like to just make a comment. We've missed Dorothy here at our meetings for a number of months now, but she, as you all I'm sure know, has passed on, and I just want to say personally that she has been a true mentor to me. As I hear myself run this meeting, I'm practically quoting everything she says. So I had a great deal of respect for her, and sorely miss her. If anybody else has anything they would like to say, please, by all means, do so. And then maybe we can just have a very short moment of silence in her honor.
I know that we miss her. She was a great board member to us here at the office. She served everybody. She just wanted what was fair. She just wanted a good elections, and like you said, she amazed me sometimes. Just with her knowledge of things. I know we all will miss her greatly here.
I would just echo what Noah and Dawn have said. She was a great leader and a great mentor, and we will miss her very much.
All right, with that, let's just take a moment of silence to pray and appreciate over her. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Noah.
As you would have, let's proceed with business.
Okay. I was just going to give y'all a little rundown on the new building, what's currently taking place. They have actually done all the demolition inside. All the walls have been taken down. They've already started putting up the new, the structures and the rooms, doorways and things like that. Seem to be running on schedule. They did run into one little snag though. It seems that there has to be a sidewalk on the residential side of the building, but it's kind of like a sidewalk that leads to nowhere. And so because that was not included in the original plans, they're having to wait for inspections, or having to wait for the new plans to get to them. They are hoping that the contractor is hoping that they'll give them a temporary okay to go keep working as they're working, pending the new, drawings with the sidewalk. But everything seems to be it's really moving along. They have the projection date for us to get in is still the end of August, as of right now. So, but I just wanted to keep y'all up to date on the progress of the new, of the building. We're excited. It really it's starting to, we can see the vision for the building now.
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
It's nice. It like there's momentum going.
Yes.
Is anything else on item 4A?
Do y'all have any questions about?
No,
Okay.
just glad to hear that things are moving ahead.
All right. Item 4B is precinct split, South Boone, which votes at Smith Elementary School.
That's correct. We have, that is, once we split, Melville, South Melville, basically Smith, South Boone became one of our largest precincts. And so we had, in the past, when Kathy was here, she had approached St. Mark's Church at that time, because we've literally rode, went places trying to find, different locations to split South Boone, and people wouldn't call you back, or they didn't want us there. And when she had talked to St. Mark's, they were in the process of doing all their renovations and updates, and they said, check back with us, And so after this past election, when the chief judge again called and said, we really need to do something, it's a lot of voters for the one precinct. I mentioned it to Kathy again, and she called St. Mark's, and they were willing to meet with us. And they had their meeting, and they approved for us to use them as as a precinct. And so we actually went there this morning and looked. There was two options for the best option, and making sure the handicap accessible, curbside voting was accessible. And so we're excited to move forward with this. I do want y'all to, I met with GIS, and she kind of divided up the precinct certain ways for the number of voters. So, to try to get them as equally distributed in two precincts as possible. And I have those. Judson. I was going to show y'all the options, and the one start with number 4. No. Yes. Okay. No, don't do number 1. Start with number 1. I'm sorry.
Number 1 it is.
Yeah. These are, if you'll notice, St. Mark's is here and Smith Elementary is here. And the reason it's out of the precinct is back when it was at the old Kmart area, that it was inside the precinct. And then, when Kmart bought the land, they built Smith here. We were still grandfathered into using it here. But by dividing, we were trying to divide it using the main roads, because we do have to take into consideration the precinct census bubbles We can't divide a census bubble. So going down 85 and then using Grand Oaks, that leaves like 4,700 voters, registered voters here, and about 2,600 registered voters here. This population, this is more county, and so it's going to grow considerably more so than this up, this area up here. That's one option. Now,
Option number two.
option number two.
Okay. Escape. To exit full screen. Who pull all these up here?
Okay, this one is kind of just using 85, going straight down 85. But you see, there's the voters here is 3,600. There are 3,700 there. But down here is where really the growth in the next several years is going to take place. And so that's kind of going to leave it still in where it's not going to be evenly distributed.
Mhm.
If you can tell up here, this is the population, and you see almost 7,000 just in this area, and the voters, it's 3,700. That's more apartments, and people in apartments don't tend to register like people in houses, in houses. So if you look here, is 41, little over 4,100 in the population, and that's closer, 3,600 registered voters. So this would grow because they are building more subdivisions and housing developments in the southern part of Alamance, in the southern part of South Boone. So it's kind of.
I'm pardon.
Oh no, go ahead.
So that if we were to go with this design,
Mhm.
we eventually may have to go back to the other one because the population growth would be more in the southern part.
Exactly.
Mhm.
So then I have two more for you. So
Number three.
no, I think show me 4 because that was the.
You think 4 months?
Yeah. Okay. And then now here's one where we keep the precinct. This would be the new precinct here. There's a little over 3,000 voters here. In this area, there's a little over 4,000. Again, it's going to, heavily, this area down here will grow, and that again will cause it to be, we might end up having to split it a third time. So we have the one last option that we seem to think would probably work best for all, for this precinct. Now remember, we have to, follow streets, and up here where it's a little quirky, that's commercial property, so it's really not affected. But this way, it gets both sides of the southern part of the precinct are included in growth. And then if you'll look, there's a little over 3,500 on this would be the new precinct in St. Mark's, and 3,800 on this side that would stay in Smith area. So, and that's following, it's still following like the University and Huffman Mill Road. So we're still trying to follow some of the main roads in the precinct.
So the area in yellow, they would vote at Smith,
That's correct.
Mhm. and the fact that Smith is outside of the yellow area, that would be okay?
It's okay, yes. And then this area, the purple, would vote at St. Mark's.
Mhm.
But we have searched, to try to find places in the precinct. The different location, maybe in the southern part. There's just people, like I said, people don't want us there or don't call back, or there's just not a whole lot to choose from in this area. But St. Mark's is great. I mean, I believe it's really going to work out well, and they seem really happy that we're there.
And if you lived in the southern parts of the purple or the yellow,
Mhm.
you have to go a ways to get to St. Mark's or to Smith.
Well, they had to anyway, because
Mhm.
that was their precinct
Mhm.
anyway.
Mhm.
So, that's, this isn't the county, this is just basically, one precinct within the county.
Mhm.
But yeah, this whole precinct, we haven't split it yet, so this whole area goes to Smith on
Mhm.
election day.
Okay.
And a lot of this down here is, the lake.
Mhm.
Okay, it's it looks like it, but a lot of that down there. There's not a lot of, currently, there's not a lot of residents down that way.
And do you have a recommendation? Which one would you?
Well, this is the one we think would benefit the voters, and even with the growth that would happen, I think it's, covering,
Mhm.
all the voters, that
Okay.
they would be equally distributed, at the
You
precincts.
kind of get your growth evenly with this one.
Yeah,
If it's all on the bottom.
Mhm.
but again, it's up to y'all.
Do we have to make a separate decision about the precinct boundaries and then also St. Mark's, or we just assume that it's going to be St. Mark's?
Yes, I mean, we have gotten St. Mark's. Y'all would just decide on the
Mhm.
precincts.
Right,
Yes.
okay. I just say that I think the St. Mark's space is a good space.
Mhm.
I've been in there and they seem to have a lot of room and it's good parking and it's and handicapped accessible.
Mhm. So,
All right, Dawn, is that something that we need to vote, that we are voting on, that you would recommend us voting on today?
I would like that, and that way we could get started. There's still a lot to do, that we have to do to notify, with the state, and then to get ready to notify all the voters that, so if you,
Well, I will entertain a motion to adopt, was that number 4?
that was number 4.
1 or 4?
Actually, I think this was 3.
3, excuse me, it's
I
the,
remember because it was, I don't know why I remember, but it's 3.
okay, it's 3. Number 3.
Grove University 3.
Motion to adopt Plan 3 for precinct boundaries for the splitting of South Boone.
So move.
All right, is there any discussion? Okay, hearing none. I guess we need a second. Can we get a
Second.
Gary?
Yes, sir.
All right. Hearing no discussion, I will, all those in favor of adopting Plan 3 for splitting precincts, the South Boone precinct, say aye.
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 All right. We adopted unanimously.
Okay. I do want to ask y'all about something. I was going to say this for other business, but since we're talking about precincts, Elon University we had asked them about, this coming March for the presidential primary, and they said they prefer us not to use their facilities in March. And so you had went ahead and asked that I start looking for somewhere else on that side of town. If I'm just asking, if we were to find another location that was suitable, for that side of town, because we kind of want, continuity in each. You hate to keep changing every time. Would it be something y'all would consider to use again in November as well, and maybe not use Elon, since they only seem to want us in a presidential, when we need them more than that. I'm just asking, would y'all consider that?
So is your question, will we consider not using Elon in the future for anything and find a location that we can use year in and year out?
Exactly. That's correct.
whatever's less confusing for the voters is
Okay.
always my preference. Whatever's just consistent for the voters. I understand that Elon's site has many strengths on the days that we can use it, but
Right.
yes, if you find a place that would be good for the days that Elon doesn't want us to use it, I would definitely consider
Okay.
you consistently. Any other discussion?
I would echo that. I think that continuity is important. It's very frustrating, I know, for voters to come to one site and then be directed to another. And then for our workers to have to go through the paperwork of provisional ballots and all of that. It can be quite labor intensive. So I like the idea of having one place that provides that kind of continuity.
Donna, do you have any leads on a place?
No, I just wanted to run that by you before we really, we're kind of been concentrating on the split precinct right now. And, but we want to move forward now that we've kind of gotten that taken care of, start moving forward with finding another location if we can.
So unless there's more discussion, we can move on to item 4C.
All right. I'm sorry.
I'll just say the State Board of Elections Summer Conference. Have your dates August 13th through August 15th, 2023. And location is to be announced. What else you got?
Okay. That, that is that y'all are included in this conference. If you, and the reason I wanted to give you the dates, if you wanted to go ahead and mark your calendars. And as soon as they tell us, the location, I'll let y'all know, but they're kind of holding off on that because they don't want everybody rushing to get hotel rooms. And most likely it's probably going to be in Concord, or I'm thinking either Raleigh or Durham area. That's what I'm thinking. That's where we've had them in the past, but I could be completely wrong on that. But I just want to let you know, they did give us the dates. So I wanted y'all to go ahead and have those.
And it has been virtual for the last 2 years.
And this is going to be in person. They've gone back to in person now.
Okay.
All right. Well, mark your calendar.
Yeah.
And any other discussion on that point? All right. Hearing that, we will move to 4E, the Directors Conference in New Bern. How'd that go?
No, we haven't had it yet. That's coming up on March the 26th through the 28th. And so that this will be the first NCAD conference, the last in 21, our district did it, but we had it virtual. So they finally gone back to in person. So I just wanted y'all to be aware, of the dates. That is just for actually directors and staff. But we'll all be out of the office except for Judson and Jessica. They'll be here in the office, and hopefully the next time we have it, we all can go. They were not members of the conference yet, so now they are.
All right. I think we can move to item 4F, the budget process.
All right. I meet with the county, the budget department. They now have a different process than the way they've done it in the past, with our new county director, Heidi York. She she prefers to meet with everybody, one-on-one, with the budget team, and then discuss the budget before it actually goes to the commissioners. So my meeting with her is it's March, April. Hold on a minute. It is March the 23rd. I'll be meeting with Heidi and the budget team to discuss the budget that I have sent to y'all.
Mr. Chair, I had two questions.
Yes, please proceed.
One was, are there any particular items that have dramatically increased or decreased in this proposed budget from last year?
No, well, from last year, yes, because I'll tell you, remember this budget, it has 4 elections. It is, if we have the Burlington primary,
Mhm.
the municipal elections, the presidential primary, and then if there's a second primary. So we have to budget for the number of elections that's in the fiscal year. And so this is 4 elections, where last year's budget was for 1 election.
Mhm.
So, but if you go back to 4 years from now, it's based, there's a little increase. We have the board agreed to give raises to the precinct workers. So that's increased, slightly. There's been, with the new voting equipment, we have all paper ballots now, which that's a little more expensive than when you have to buy all paper ballots for 100%. Or close to 100% of the voters. That's an increase, and so that's for 4 elections. But basically, not really, nothing drastically has increased. No.
Okay. And in terms of the total of the
Mhm.
budget, how much of an increase is it over the last budget, and in terms of amounts or percentage or?
I can find that out for you. For the last one equal to this?
Yes.
Okay, I can go find that out.
I'm just assuming it's an increase.
Yeah, it is. It is. And it won't take me but a second if you'll.
Yeah, I'd like to know if you don't mind.
No, that'd be right.
Mr. Chair, if you don't mind.
So by all means.
Okay. All right, so in 21 and 22, when we had budgeted for 4 elections as well, actually it has decreased. We requested $1,415,371.12. Where now I do want you to make note, well, that this does not include the salaries and wages. Okay, so it's basically about even when you think of, it has all the. This one does include the salary, wages, had vacation payouts, the insurance, the dental, the health, retirement, all that's included. So it's basically about the same. I'd have to go subtract all of those benefits from what we have here. I don't make the salary and wage. I don't put those line items in any of the benefits like that. That's all done from HR. So I don't include that in my budget that's submitted to the county manager.
Okay. And that's the salary and the benefits.
The benefits, that's correct. The salary, the benefits, and insurance and bonds.
So I know that, as you mentioned, we have this budget does contain increases for wages for part-time staff. Is that right?
That's correct. For the precinct workers and any of the anybody that helps out in the office during that time. Well, this is the raise was actually for the precinct workers and one-stop workers.
And what sort of schedule are we on for full-time workers?
We currently are full staff here with all full-time workers. We don't have any other part-time, permanent part-time workers. So every one that's here now is, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 plus me makes 6 full-time workers here in the office.
Compensation for full-time workers is any increases in that?
Just the, we do leave the career ladder in there, which that, for the workers, full-time workers. Then just the regular increase for evaluations, the evaluation increase. That's all we have in as far and that comes from HR.
At other times I know the board has made recommendations to HR on salaries and compensation. And I just wanted to know
if we'd be doing that this time.
Yeah, I don't feel prepared to do that.
Yeah,
but
that's we won't. No, we're good.
we're good.
Well, you know what I mean. That won't be taking place this year.
Okay. I have a question about something that might take place this year, I'm guessing, and that's the move.
The move. That's correct.
And that's not free, I'm sure. What does that come into this budget?
It does. It comes into this budget, and we have gotten 3 quotes for the move. The one is the county uses, I believe it's Elements Movers. They have come in so far with the lowest bid. Tina approached me this morning that her neighbor works with a moving company that is strictly veterans, and he wanted to give us a quote. So I told her by all means, so we're going to let them give us a quote as well before we make the final decision.
All right. So you will take, do we adopt this recommended budget?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Unless y'all have any changes or, any concerns you want to address. You can, now that they might come back, when I meet with them, I'll definitely let y'all know if they want to make any changes or if they leave it as is. A lot of times they might come back to all county departments and just ask for a percent of a reduction, but that's towards the end of the process. So we don't know that right now.
Mr. Chair,
Well,
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion that we approve the 23-24 budget proposal as presented.
I second. I second.
any discussion? All right, thank you, Dawn and other staff members for the work put into this. I know it's a lot of work. So with that, all those in favor of adopting the 23-24 budget request, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. I'm sorry, did everybody say aye?
Yes. Aye.
Mhm. Yep.
So the budget request passes unanimously.
Okay.
All right. I think we have 2 4s on this agenda.
I'm sorry. Yes, you do.
We will move to let's call it item 5, the items for board decision. And budget additions or deletions. I guess we've just done that.
Yeah, that's the one.
Mhm.
All right. Move down to other business.
Mr. Chair, I had a question. How is Staley doing?
Staley is actually doing very well. He will go back scheduled currently, which they have postponed it a couple times, the end of this month for reconstruction surgery.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. But we anticipate that he'll be available and active in upcoming elections. Oh, okay, good.
Yes. Yes. He's been in, he's out and about, getting around. So just
Okay.
now, just get him back.
So glad to hear that.
Yeah,
So
he's
glad.
doing good.
I guess in terms of continuing to serve their position, I will. It sounds like I will remain the interim chair, considering how soon it will be for the appointments of the next next term for board
Mhm.
members. So I'm happy to continue to play that role, and we'll also look forward to having a full 5-member board in the next few months.
Yes.
Mr. Chair, you certainly have my vote of confidence
Mine too.
for you as chair.
Thank you. Thank you
Yes.
very much. All right. Well, if there's not any other business, did I see Gary step out?
He stepped
All right.
out. Yes, sir.
All right. I guess we can adjourn with regard regardless of his current location. So I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move.
All right, we are adjourned. Thank you very much.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.